Hello everybody, Todd here, all things archery and shooting, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're doing some stump shooting. Season's about over now, so I like doing an off season to walk through my backwoods a lot here and just shoot at different stumps and leaves and clumps of grass, that kind of thing. Bow we're going to be using today will be the Mandarin duck. It's a 54-pound bow at my draw arm length. So it's a 60-inch AMO longbow. We're going to be shooting different arrows in there, both through blunts and judo points. We're just going to walk through the woods here, take shots at random objects and see how and have some fun. Okay, this is great practice for off season. Helps you judge distance, target things of that nature. So come on along with me. Let's do a walk, see what we can do. Okay, we got some pine cones on the ground right there. I'm about 15 yards away. Let's see if we can hit them. Now, this looks like a rotted pine tree stump. Step off about 20 yards, shoot. This has been kind of a tricky shot. It's a lot of trees to shoot through. Let's stuff off, see if we can hit this though. All right, got 2 out of 3, about 20 steps. You can see from the wood area I'm walking through, the back lot of my property. You see it's quite wooded around here, all these trees and brushes and stuff. A lot of good opportunities here to do some stump shooting. But this, for y'all didn't want to know, this is what a North Florida pine forest looks like. I just keep walking, find something else to shoot at. Here's a good tree to shoot at. It's an old rotted pine tree, and all this brush to shoot through right here. Let's see if we hit this thing. It's probably about, I don't know, 3-4 inches across. Step off about 15-16 yards. Maybe it's about 18 yards, and we'll see if we can hit this. We got a fallen pine tree over there. Looks to have been here for a while. It's about 20 yards away. Let's step back and shoot it and see what we can do with it. Okay, note to self, be sure the logs you shoot aren't solid lighter log. This one's a lighter log and it broke my tip of my arrow off. Alright, when you're stump shooting, you gotta be careful because sometimes you think a log's rotted. Like I thought this log was rotted. It's not, it's solid like an old lighter log. So sometimes you gotta watch these pine stumps. Sometimes they're rotted, they're really easy to shoot. Other times they get hard as a rock. Your best kind of stump shooting will probably be like oak tree and stuff. But you can see what happens if you hit something hard with that, it'll snap that tip right off like it did with this one. That brings me to my next conversation. Let's talk about the different tips I use that I hunt with, okay? I mean that I use for this, okay? For different types of arrows and tips. Because I really do enjoy stump shooting a lot. As you can see, there's several different tips here. We'll start with this one here. This one's called a hammer tip. It's called a hammer because it's got a recessed interest point there, and it's mostly a small game shocker, but it works really good for shooting stumps, as you can see. Weighs 145 grains, but again, like all these tips that slide on these wood arrows, unless you put something over the shaft, it's going to push that shaft in and push that wood back like it's doing here. But that's just par for the course. These are only reserved for stump shooting. Let's talk about the next one. Next one's the old tried and true 38 special case. These cases weigh between 70 and 80 grains, depending on which one you get, which is kind of light. So what I do is I take some number 9 shot from my shotgun loading, and I melt it down, and I drop some melted shot into the bottom of this and make it heavier and get to the weight I want. This one's around 140 grains roughly now. But this is nice because it covers the whole shaft up here, so when you shoot into something, it doesn't break the shaft off like it does here, because it's got protection right here across it, so it won't break your shaft off like that. I really like shooting these old 38 special 3 Magnum cases. They really work really good. And they fit perfect on an 11/32 shaft. They don't fit so good on a 5/16 or 23/64, but 11/32 wood shaft, just like they were made for them. They fit perfect. Okay, here's another one. This is an old aluminum arrow I had. This is probably a 2117, I think. Yeah, an old 2117 of mine. And this still has the same thing. It has a blunt point on, but also has a turkey catcher in the back there. And the reason I use that turkey catcher in the back, it's just a piece of, I guess, mild steel that's got points on it. When it goes into the grass, it keeps it from getting buried, so this works pretty well. It's a 125 grain blunt on there and a 25 grain turkey catcher. So these work really well. Alright, here's your standard flat point. Standard, just 145 grain blunt. These are used for years. Shoot stumps with, birds with, small game, whatever. I use these quite a bit too. See the big feathers on them? These are called flu-flus. I like shooting these. I shoot these at squirrel. I do squirrel hunting during the season. I use these to hunt squirrels. They won't go that far, but they still pack a mounty wallop with a blunt end on them. They're great for squirrel hunting or just shooting in thick brush like this. You can always see those bright orange fletchings. And last but certainly not least is my favorite head of all time for stump shooting. This will be the Judo Point. I use this point for almost all of my stump shooting. I really enjoy this point. It's hard to get this thing lost because it catches everything, and you really won't lose this thing here. So this is a really tough point, and it really holds up real well. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed this short video on stump shooting. Like I said, I do a lot of this during the off season. I walk around my back property shooting different stumps and things of that nature. It's just good for practice, for ranging abilities, and of course you're going to miss more than you're going to hit. And you also got to be careful what you're shooting at, like this hard fat lighter pine log. I try not to shoot at pines, but this is a pine forest. I got more pines here than oaks, but sometimes you get lucky, you find a nice rotted pine. It makes a good thump when you hit it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. You want to see some more stump shooting, let me know down in the comments. I'll do some more stump shooting. I can head down by the river and do some stump shooting down there. That's a really nice area to walk. I used to spend a whole afternoon down there stump shooting. Maybe I'll do that one day coming up soon. Let's talk about my equipment. I also stump shoot. I use these here. This is a fits around the back of the shoulder. I use this for stump shooting, and I keep my bow arrows mounted on the side of the helmet, so I keep the weight the same. But this is the quiver goes on my back, and I carry. You see, I carry a bunch of arrows. When I throw stump shoot, you're going to lose one or two. I lost one today earlier, so you're gonna lose some arrows stump shoots. Just keep that in mind. But this quiver holds everything. It's got a zipper pocket, holds my tab, my arm guard, water bottle, whatever I need when I'm walking through the woods. The bow we used today was my Mandarin duck 2-piece takedown longbow. This bow comes in at 54 pounds at my draw length. It's slinging these arrows about 185 feet per second. It's a really quick bow. It's a hybrid design longbow. So it's got a semi-hybrid recurve to it, but it's still considered a longbow because the string doesn't touch the limb. But it is a hybrid bow. It uses bamboo, 3 layers of bamboo inside that gives it that quick snap, and it's got burley, I guess that's burley maple on there, you call that. And it is a 2-piece with future wood, and it just pulls apart right here in the center and breaks down this big. Great for transporting or hunting and stuff. The quiver I got is a Selway quiver. I like these Selway quivers. They hold up real well. This is the slide-on model for the longbow. I like the plastic ones better than the leather tops. The leather tops, well, they get caught up on brush and briars, and they get wet and stuff, and they start stinking. They don't hold up real well. The leather, they're nice if you're not do a lot of walk in the woods, but I spend a lot of times in the woods, so I prefer a plastic hood cover. All right, arrows I'm shooting. These are my hunting arrows. Use these all season. These are 450 carbon arrows, using 125 grain 2-blade Zwicky on there. I like that head. It's a good shooting head. Comes in so. Alrighty, total. That's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on stump shooting. I'm sorry it's so short. I gotta get back to work though. I want to knock it out from with the work this morning, but I plan on doing a longer stump shooting video. I'm gonna go down to the river down there and probably spend the afternoon and do a little shooting down there. So stay tuned for that. If you guys want to see more of this stump shooting, let me know. Just drop me a comment if you like this kind of stuff, and I'll do more videos like this. And until next time, guys, ciao.